Joining us now with more on the real story of what's going on in Israel, New York Times bestselling author of Inside Trump's White House, The Real Story of His Presidency, and presidential historian Doug Wead. Doug, I remember when I read your book, you said something that I don't think a lot of people had covered. President Trump was the first president to not start a new war.
Yeah, that's in at least 45 years. You have to go way back. They all had their wars. Bill Clinton, Kosovo, Reagan had Grenada. They each had their wars. And now already Biden's had his little war. It's very ironic. He comes into power. He has Kerry. Gives secrets, Israeli secrets to Iran. He withdraws sanctions of billions of dollars to Iran, gives them some cash, $135 million in cash that is apparently passed on to Hamas, which rains rockets down on Israel. And bingo, we got another war in the Middle East. And now he has the gall to come out and say that he's solved the war. The war that he helped start.
Right.
I've ended it. So thank you, President Biden.
It's unbelievable when he does that, because you're just like, for so many years, like you said, they had this undercover way of these negotiations with Iran. Of course, they sent pallets of cash in the middle of the night to Iran. But now they're actually proud of it. They're not hiding it anymore. You have House members taking to the House floor and saying that we need to defund Israel. Is this really going to be the new party where they embrace it now? They've kind of hidden it, but now this is part of their platform.
They're out in the open. And look what happened at CNN. Now, they fired that reporter or writer who worked for them, who publicly said on his tweet, what the world needs is another Hitler, or word to those effect. But they had him employed for 7 years. 7 years ago, he had a tweet that said, "Hail Hitler." He's writing all these articles for CNN. That's just shocking to me. And you earlier reported that on the streets of New York City and Los Angeles, now we've learned Chicago have added to the list, San Francisco, Jews, innocent citizens, are being attacked at random by people on the street who are anti-Semitic, who are attacking for no other reason than their Jewish heritage and their Jewish culture and faith. That's pretty shocking. We haven't seen that since Nazi Germany.
Well, and you see the Democrats, they're trying to do the Stop Asian Hate. There was that big event yesterday where they were celebrating that. But like you said, there's these events going on, anti-Semitic acts of terror being perpetrated in our own country, but no one's condemning it. They're almost rationalizing it, that the Palestinians, you hear them likening it to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has come out now saying they stand with the Palestinian people. So are we going to start seeing this now in our own country, where death to America, death to Israel is now on our streets?
I think we are. And, one of the tenets of Marxism is to promote a lie. They want you to believe the lie. So they don't say something that's believable. They say something that's unbelievable, like Donald Trump is a Russian spy. So they come at you that way. So the more outrageous the anti-Semitism is, the more important it is for them to cram that down our throats. That was the dystopian novel 1984. The protagonist is brought into a little room, and the agents of this socialist society in the future try to convince him that 2 + 2 = 5, because they want him to submit. You must wear a mask, but I'm vaccinated. You still must wear a mask. So the whole idea is submission. And that's kind of what we're going through, and we're seeing here in the United States, some of the outrageous policies. Large numbers of appointments in the Biden administration we already knew were anti-Semitic by their statements and their records. And he's brought them right into the government with him.
It's frightening to see. You spent time in the Trump White House talking to President Trump about what he was doing behind the scenes with North Korea, with Israel, all this Middle East chaos. When you think about abolishing ISIS, there was so much he did in foreign policy, but he never got any credit for it because, of course, the deep state, they like these perpetual wars. So how do you see that deep state kind of coming back out again where, I mean, you hate to say it, but they do love war?
They make money off war. The central banks like war. All of the banks make tremendous amounts of money off war because money has to be borrowed for it. And the corporations, the multinational corporations, make huge amounts of money off of war. So yes, people die. But Donald Trump, it was rare what Trump did. You can see now. He made it look easy. like a high wire performer. It looked awful easy from down below looking up, but it's not easy. And that's why it never had been done before in modern history. Every president has had their war. And now already Biden's only in a few months and he's already getting his.
You're right. We didn't realize how much we were taking for granted. We thought we realized what it was, but sometimes when you see how bad it gets, you realize just how good it was. And like you said, he made it look so easy. Doug, we always love getting to talk with you and provide this historical context for us because it's just so sad to see what's happening to our country and where we're going. That story's not written yet, but we can look to the past and hopefully get some guidance and some courage to keep going. And I want to say I hope you had a good birthday on Monday. Happy birthday again from all of us.
Thank you, Natalie.
We'll see you soon.
For some reason, this interview you just saw was heavily censored. The only way we know to get around that is if you subscribe to this channel, YouTube channel, and hit the bell. And or if you send this link to a friend in an email, that can get through. Or subscribe to Rumble. They don't seem to censor these. But this one is especially experiencing some rough censorship. Thank you. We're gonna live through this. Bye-bye.